Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Luis Diaz and this operation that he does have with FC Barcelona. There is some big updates in regards to what Luis Diaz thinks about his future. Does he want to go to Saudi Arabia or does he want to go to FC Barcelona? All of this is going to be clarified in today's video. We're also going to be talking about Liverpool's finances because there is this whole idea coming from the Barcelona fan base that, oh yeah, if Barcelona pay 80 to 85 million euros, that's only going to help Liverpool pay for the operation of Florian Wirtz. Like, this is a Coutinho situation all over again, and I'm going to be clarifying that specific situation that everybody has been talking about. And then later in the video, I also want to talk about exactly how Luis Diaz, I would just say, should be approached and how Barcelona should approach Liverpool. Like this whole situation, right? Like, how should we negotiate? Because clearly Barcelona do not want to pay 80 to 85 million euros for the player, and so Barcelona is going to have to go through massive negotiations to really lower that fee. So a lot is going to be discussed for today's video. Like I've said, if you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. I'm happy that you guys are here. If you guys are Barcelona fans, this is going to be the channel for you. This is where we do talk about everything in regards to FC Barcelona. So please, if you end up liking this video, click the thumbs up button. And if you guys want to further support this YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. So let's talk about the latest details in regards to Luis Diaz and FC Barcelona. Fernando Polo, who is very close to whatever's going on in the Barcelona world, he has stated this, and I quote, "Luis Diaz's agent has informed Liverpool internally that the player wants to leave this summer to join FC Barcelona. The player has already ignored a massive offer from Al-Nassr as his priority is to wear the Barcelona shirt." And then he stated, Luis Diaz has told his agent to inform Liverpool, and he quotes, "It was a very good 3 years, but my dream now is to move to FC Barcelona. Whether you like Diaz or not, he is Deco's first choice and he wants to try to sign him. His price isn't as high as 80 to 85 million euros. And then we do have Ferran Correas, another different reporter that works for Sport, who has claimed Barcelona are certain a deal for Luis Diaz will go through, and the amount Liverpool are asking for him will determine whether it can be done before the start of preseason or whether they'll have to wait longer. The optimism at the club comes from the fact that the player is willing to change. In fact, they have been talking to his entourage for weeks, and Barcelona is already aware of the player's wishes. Barcelona also know that Liverpool need money, and I'll speak about that in just a few seconds. And they have already signed Jeremie Frimpong and are also close to making a splash in the market with the signing of Florian Wirtz. Liverpool's need for money is one reason why Barcelona thinks the negotiations should not be delayed for too long. And then lastly, we do have Ben Ayad, another reporter very close to FC Barcelona, who has claimed this, and I quote, "Any investment by Barcelona in Luis Diaz will be made with respect for the club's economic situation. The club has a clear vision of the situation and will not pay excessive amounts." So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but everything that these reporters have said, there is one specific theme, one very consistent thing that has been said through all of these reports, and that is that Barcelona will for sure not overpay. Barcelona will not spend 80 to 85 million euros on Luis Diaz. So whatever you guys have been talking about in terms of Barcelona maybe potentially overspending, that Deco's doing a bad job because he's willing to buy Luis Diaz for 80 to 85 million euros, it's not going to happen. They will go for Luis Diaz, they will negotiate for a lower amount, and they will definitely not pay 80 to 85. Barcelona want to respect their own financials. They do not want to put all of their eggs in one basket, and the reason why is because Barcelona, after they do hypothetically successfully sign Luis Diaz for, let's just say, for example, 50 to 60 to 65 million euros, Barcelona want to move elsewhere. They want to sign more players. Deco has already said before he wants to sign 2 to 4 different players in this summer transfer window after the renewals are over. But you cannot do that if you spend 80 to 85 million euros on just one player, and that is Luis Diaz. So clearly Barcelona want to respect how they want to move in this summer, and they're not going to be spending that amount. They're going to be negotiating for something lower, and I believe that Barcelona can get it done. And here's the thing, going back to Liverpool, if you guys even think that Barcelona are going to be helping Liverpool sign Florian Wirtz, like the Coutinho situation, right? Because you know how Liverpool, they sold Coutinho to FC Barcelona for like 110 million euros. They brought in Van Dijk and some other players. Look, in the end, whether Liverpool sell Luis Diaz or not, they're going to be doing a great job in this summer. They're going to be spending no matter what, whether they sell Luis Diaz to Barcelona or Al-Nassr or wherever. If he even stays, Liverpool will be spending some money. Because look, let's talk about their finances really quick. Despite a 57 million euro loss in the 2023-2024 2024 season. Liverpool is financially strong heading into the summer of 2025. Their total revenues have rose to 613.8 million euros, and that is thanks to the matchday income because of the Anfield expansion, big growth in commercial deals, the return to the Champions League, and doing well in the Champions League, and that's only going to increase the media revenue, right? They have done an amazing job over the past 9 months that's going to allow them to spend excessively. And there has been trusted sources coming from ESPN stating that Liverpool is ready for one of its largest transfer windows ever. So Liverpool, no matter what, will be spending a lot of money, and they're going to be going for Florian Wirtz. And there's a reason why Liverpool are already keen on trying to spend like 110 or 120 million euros on Florian Wirtz, right? Beating competitors like Bayern Munich and Manchester City. There's a reason why. It's because Liverpool want to go all in, and you know, before they even sell Luis Diaz, and that is it, right? Like their wages have rose to 386.1 million. It's the second highest in the Premier League. Player sales, salary cuts, it leaves Liverpool with more spending room. And you know, the CFO, who is Jenny Beecham or something like that, right? The CFO of Liverpool, he has stated that, you know, Liverpool will spend responsibly, balancing success with sustainability, and he's all in on Liverpool going through a self-sustaining model. So they're going to be very smart, no matter what. Liverpool are ready to spend big in this summer, regardless of whether Luis Diaz leaves or not. And the reason why is because I know that they want to support the project of Arne Slot, that they want to continue to fund what Arne Slot wants in his project. Now, in terms of our negotiation strategy, like what should we do? How should Barcelona approach Liverpool in order for them to say, okay, we'll lower the deal? Like, yeah, okay, maybe it's not 80 to 85 million euros. His actual price tag is 70 million euros. But if you guys want to negotiate for something lower, we can do that. Like, what does Barcelona have to say? I think that Barcelona have to approach them and say, like, look, we have great admiration for Luis Diaz, not just as a player, but as a professional. He's the kind of talent that represents everything we value at Barcelona, which is work ethic, flair, and intelligence. I think that we have to soften the mood with Liverpool and build that mutual respect, because we have to establish that you're not trying to devalue the player. I think that's very important. We're not trying to say like, yeah, no, he's not worth 80 to 85 million euros. He's worth 60 to 55 million euros. Like, we're not trying to give out that impression. It's very important to really come in with a lot of respect, right? And I think that they should also state, like, you know, while we recognize Luis Diaz as a top tier winger, recent comparable deals in this market for players with similar profiles have not exceeded 60 to 65 million euros. Right? We should also state that Rafinha was bought for 58 million euros from Leeds. Di Maria, in his prime, rarely exceeded 60 to 70 million euros in transfers. Kingsley Coman, Sané, Ferran Torres all landed within the 45 to 65 million euro range. And Diaz, now 27, turning 28 years old, nearing his peak, he's not considered as a long-term asset. Like, if he was 21 years old, there is no reason for this player to be worth more than 70 million euros. It should be way below that. And I believe that's going to be the key message. We're offering fair value based on age, market trends, and role, not paying a premium, premium inflated by past Premier League prices. It's not going to make any sense. I would also state, like, let's just say, you know, we understand that Liverpool have ambitions to refresh the squad this summer, which is what we talked about earlier, and you know, and the player himself is open to the move. We prefer to reach an agreement quickly to allow both clubs to plan accordingly. I believe that, you know, if we can allow for Liverpool to think and say, like, look, if you sell Luis Diaz now, you're gonna have more time to plan what your supporting plan is going to be for the next season. And the same thing for us. Is going to help everybody, for the player, Liverpool, and FC Barcelona. And that's basically it. I think all in all, Barcelona should come in with a deal that's structured of, I would just say, 55 million euros fixed with 10 million euros in achievable bonuses, meaning that if Luis Diaz makes more than 40 appearances, or he scores more than, let's just say, 25 goals in one season, or maybe let's just say 10 goals and more than 10 goals and 10 assists in one season, those bonuses can be added, or whatever. Like, we'll pay Liverpool extra. And you know, 55 million euros fixed up front makes a lot of sense for me. Let's just say that if there's a lot of add-ons that Barcelona can do that can really soften the deal with Liverpool. You can just say, like, okay, if Barcelona reach the quarterfinals of the Champions League with Luis Diaz being involved, there goes like an extra 5 million euros to Liverpool, right? If he reaches 25 goals, let's just say 30 goal contributions in our next season, it'll be 5 million euros to Liverpool. And let's just say, I don't know, maybe Liverpool might want to say, okay, sell on clause. That's fine. 10 to 15%. If he sold again in about 3 to 4 years, there's no worries. And you know, Joan Laporta is a master in terms of sell-on clauses. If Luis Diaz does get sold in about 4 to 5 years. All of this is just to soften the deal, so Liverpool can just say, okay, we don't have to, stand on this price tag of 70 to 75 million euros. Because I think that with Luis Diaz nearing his prime, I think that, from 27 to 30, he can really give a lot. Similar to Rafinha, it's going to be worth it. I think that Luis Diaz would really give us a lot at FC Barcelona and give us just one hell of a run through these next 3 years and really build great chemistry with Lamine Yamal and Rafinha, who is very similar, right? Luis Diaz and Rafinha are very similar in terms of how they approach the game. I'm sure that the styles are different because Luis Diaz is much more of a dribbler compared to Rafinha, but the style and the attitude is the exact same. And nothing more, right? That is it. That is going to be wrapped up today's video. The total package for me is going to be 60 to 65 million euros. That is going to be the value. I don't think it should be anywhere near 80 to 85. And I believe that, in the end, Barcelona do have that type of money, because if you're going to tell me that Barcelona had the money to spend on Nico Williams, which was a 65 million euro bid, which they did back in the summer of 2024, they're for sure going to have that money today. And if Deco and Laporta and Hansi Flick can convince Luis Diaz even more within these next couple of hours and days, it's only going to make this operation easier and easier as the hours does go by. And I believe that Liverpool and Barcelona can make that happen together. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.